All right, let's do some Mathity-Math. It says solve for x, and you must show each step of your process. Okay, we can handle this. So first things first, it says here, a divided by b times x plus 5 equals 10y minus 2. And since we're trying to solve for x, that means we want to get this x all by itself. All right, we can do this. First thing, before we even get to this fraction that has the x we're looking for, I think we should go ahead and move this constant out of the picture for now, just so we can focus on what we need. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do the opposite of plus 5, which is minus 5. And we're going to do that to both sides because we always balance our equations. If you do it to the left side, you should always do it to the right side. And notice that these are constant terms, so I lined up my other constant terms. This 5 cannot subtract from 10y because they're not like terms. This has a y, this has nothing. It's a constant, this has a variable, so they don't play. So if we rewrite this, 5 minus 5 is 0. So what I get here is a divided by b times x, that's canceled to 0, is going to equal 10y, and negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7. Okay, we're off to a good start. This is good work. Now, there's a couple ways to go from here to try and get x all by itself. And we can do this a lot of different ways. So I guess the way I want to think about it is I need to get this x out of the denominator, and I need to get this x away from AB. And like I say, there's lots of different ways to do it, but what I think I want to do is think like this. If I multiply this side by x, and I'm going to put it over 1, because x is the same as x over 1, but if I multiply that, what's going to happen is these x's would cancel, but I do remember that if I multiply one side by x, I got to multiply everything on the other side by x. And so what this is saying is when I say everything on the other side, that means this whole thing now gets multiplied by x. Now, if I wanted to, I could write this as 10xy minus 7x. But I don't need to do that because you'll see why. It'll make sense in a second. So watch. These x's do cancel. And I can rewrite this for you. How about I rewrite this so you can see it? So x times a is ax, and 1 times bx is bx, and that's going to equal, I'm going to rearrange this order because the order doesn't matter because multiplying is communicative. So I'll say x times 10y minus 7. Okay, and at this point, everything you see here is actually the exact same thing as here. I just rewrote it to make it a little more clear for all of us. So now we see here, these x's would cancel, and I would be left with a over b equals x times 10y minus 7. That's very clear. Good. I'm going to scooch down here so we have a little bit more room while we finish this guy up. Okay, so now we want to get x all alone, and we can see that we can do this by just dividing both sides by 10y minus 7. And if you're looking at this fraction on top of a fraction and saying to yourself, wow, that looks really weird, I would agree with you. That does look really weird. But I'm going to show you again how we can rewrite this. So these cancel. And what I get here is going to get x equals, and I want you to read this, and I encourage you, read this out loud. Say these words, a over b divided by 10y minus 7, right? If you read it and write what you read, you can really help yourself see what's happening here. Help yourself see what's happening here. So I said a over b divided by 10y minus 7. And see, when you write it horizontally, it does not look nearly as weird and intimidating. Okay, and so this is a great time for you to remember the rule. And the rule is this, is that dividing is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So right now we have 10y minus 7, and that is actually all over 1, right? Because anything can sit on top of a 1. And we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. And what that says is, okay, well, x is a over b multiplied by, and when we reciprocate it, we just flip it, 1 over 10y minus 7. And we are almost home free. Go a little bit farther, okay. I'm gonna draw a little arrow here, just so we know where we're going. Here we go. So this is the final step. X equals, okay, when we multiply fractions, we do the numerator times the numerator. A times 1 is just A. And we do the denominator times the denominator. Now you could either write this as B times 10y minus 7, or you could distribute it. I think for now it's fine just to write it just like this. B times 10y minus 7. And voila. Put a frame around that because you should be proud of it. That was good work. That was a lot of process, a lot of those fundamental math rules coming back to play. But now we know X is A divided by B times 10y minus 7. All right. As always, if you want to be notified when I make more math problems for you, please subscribe. And if there's a skill you need to work on, a type of problem you want, anything at all, just leave a comment below and I'll try to get there for you. All right. Thank you. Bye.